Hello, welcome to my integrated energy reading. And I'm going to call it integrated because that's what I've been learning to do in the past year, is to take all the parts of me and combine them into one so that I can be my true self and I can express that truth in a very authentic, natural way for me. So, not that you need to know all of that, but also know that I am new to reading like tarot. I am not new to the concept of reading energy and reading oracle cards, because I feel that I've honestly been doing that in my own way my whole life. I have been basically reading symbols and energy my whole life. And I think we all have. We just maybe look at it differently when we put labels on things. So when we label things as oracle and tarot and all of that, it excludes all the other perspectives of just the communication that we experience through the universe. You know, it's always giving us symbols, messages and symbols, and that's something that I had noticed, but didn't really define it. I noticed that at a very young age that's how I was receiving messages. But anyway, but I have some things I wanted to share with you. First of all, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the integrating the parts of me, the light and the dark, your shadow and your consciousness and all the elements of what make you you and what makes you your true self. So I'm not gonna really get into that, but I did want to say that recently I have been doing that. I have been integrating those parts of me, the things that are still part of me, and I don't want to just throw away. Okay, so some of you may know that I made some of my own oracle cards, just using index cards, and I've been using those, and they've been really helpful because they're very personal to me and things that I identify with. These are mostly animals, but there's some other things in there too. And I also have been using just your regular bicycle playing cards. These can be used for tarot reading as well. You just look up what the different things mean. And I also have some decks that I really like that are actual, these are oracle cards, and these are tarot cards, and I like to use those, but I felt the need to do more personalized ones for myself. But then just a couple days ago I realized that I could also integrate my religious upbringing with this as well, which I think for some people that might seem odd, but like I said, I am combining everything that feels like my experience, and this is my truth, okay? And so I found these games in our game library, which I don't think we ever played these games, but this one is called Search, Ponder, and Play. This is basically a strategy game, but it's all about like your scriptures, you know, like your Bible and Book of Mormon and Pearl of Great Price and Doctrine and Covenants. Those three I mentioned are the ones that are not the Bible. The other three books I mentioned are the scriptures of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I was raised in that faith. So I'm learning how to integrate the things that I have learned and to keep those things that I feel are part of me. I'm learning how to keep those and not just like reject everything. Some things I have sifted through and they don't feel like me anymore, but other things, a lot of the teachings still feel resonant in some way. Okay, so this is the other game. It's called Choose the Right, which I don't know that there is a actual right to choose. I think this duality that we live in is yeah, I don't want to get into that, but anyway, this is a match game, and it's the Book of Mormon edition. So what I've done with these is I've taken some cards out of those game decks and I combined them here, and these have become another type of oracle deck for me that I really just started using them yesterday, but it works pretty well. I have to say it works pretty well with for me, and you know, like I said, this is for me, but you can do this with like any decks. I've seen other people do you know, you can make your own deck. You can use other kinds of illustrated playing cards, you know, like children's cards that you get like from the Dollar Tree or something, and you can like use those as oracle or tarot cards. You can write on them. I've seen people do that, and I think that's a really cool idea. Anyway, I wanted to just explain that that I have found a way to integrate the old parts of me with the new parts of me, and it's feeling more. It helps me so I don't feel so divided within myself, you know. So I'm going to share with you. Okay, well, I'm going to do a reading, but I don't know if I'll share the reading from yesterday because that might just be for me. But yeah, I think it probably is just for me. But I am going to share a message that I got this morning. And oh, speaking of integration, I'm wearing my little octopus. I don't know, you can't see them, I'm sorry, you can't see them, but I'm wearing my little octopus earrings that I made because that reminded me, you know, with all the 8 arms, like you're like, everything is spread out, and like, how do you bring everything all together, you know? And so that's kind of what that was reminding me of. It's like, this is me with my 8 tentacles, bringing all the things back together into my heart center, you know, and integrating. So that's why I'm wearing those. But anyway, the message that I was getting this morning, and I'm sorry I have to drink my tea during this, because my teas are part of my supplements. Anyway, and firstly, I want to say that anything I say in this video or on my channel is not to be taken as professional advice. Always consult with your doctors or your health care, mental health, physical health care professionals. You know, always consult with them. Okay. I don't take any responsibility for the choices that you make. Okay, so also, if something I say doesn't resonate with you, if it doesn't feel like your truth, that's okay. I'm just here to offer reflection, offer you decide whether something is in alignment or in resonance with you. And I'm just here to confirm things for you. That's all. Okay? So you take it or leave it according to what feels right to you. But I do want you to feel welcome here with me in this space, and I want you to feel like this is a safe place. And this is for our highest good only, okay? Okay, the main message that I was getting this morning. Do you know how beautiful you are? Do you know how valued you are? How magical and divine you are on a soul level? Do you realize that you are divinity, that you are a divine soul? Do you recognize that? Do you feel that love coming from the source of all? I hope you do. I hope that in this reading and in everything that I do and say, I hope that you feel that love, and I hope that you always feel that love and that divine frequency. You know, I hope you feel that. I want you to know that you are more than maybe you've ever considered. That you're limitless, and You are divine. And yeah. An affirmation was also coming to me, and it had 3 different stages in it, which is, I think it's interesting. But this first one, well, it's okay. Part 1 of this affirmation. Okay, it's almost like it's at 3 different levels of strength. Okay. So the first one is, I choose to always reflect divine love and light. And how does that feel? How does it feel when you say that? I choose to always reflect divine love and light. For me, that feels so empowering, and it feels like my heart just is so open, and that when I see with my physical eyes, when I'm looking at somebody else or at a situation, or I feel like I'm not seeing with my physical eyes. I feel like I am actually seeing with my heart, with my divine perspective. I'm going to say that. So I choose to always reflect divine love and light, and that feels really good to me. And I don't know, you say it and see how it feels to you. Okay. So that would mean really, from what I've been taught, practicing that Christ-like love, that divine love of Jesus Christ, practicing that kind of love where you completely love and accept yourself, and you completely love and accept others as yourself. Okay, and I just love that. I have tried to live my life that way, and I still do. I still try to live my life that way, because I know that from my experiences, that does bring me the most joy and the most peace. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next level. Okay, level 2 of that affirmation. So the first one was, I choose to always reflect divine love and light. The second one is a little different. I always reflect divine love and light. So it's not that I'm just choosing it, but that I'm now trying to do it all the time, like always reflecting divine love and light. So the choice had already been made. Now I've accepted it, I've incorporated it into the way I move, the way I do things, right? And you can do this too. Say it to yourself. I always reflect divine love and light. How does it feel when you say that? How does that feel to you on that soul level? Does it just open you up? Does it help you to expand everything, your whole being? Okay, and the last one, level 3 of this affirmation. Level 3 is I am divine love and light. Say that. I am divine love and light. Does that one, to me, that one feels more like everything comes together, that there is no separation of anything. I feel that coming together, all parts of me and all parts of the universe and everybody in the universe coming together and becoming one. That's what that feels like to me. When I say I am divine love and light, then I am not separating myself from God, universe, or from any other person or sentient being, or even like just energy. I am not separating myself from any of that. And it feels like I am whole. That just feels very much like you're coming to your home. You're coming to your center. That is who we are. We are divine love and light. That is who we are. And this particular way of saying that affirmation feels very much to me it feels like an embodiment of and it feels true. It feels like, yes, that's my origin. My origin is divine love and light. That is who I am. I am just expressing myself as this physical person on this in this physical existence. I'm just expressing myself that way right now, but my origin is that I am divine love and light, and that's who you are. And I feel if we could all come back to the understanding of who we really are, then that separation and the labeling and the friction and the disharmony and those things, they could be changed. They could be dissolved, and we could experience heaven on earth. And I really believe that. All right, so again, the 3 different levels of that affirmation. The first one, I choose to always reflect divine love and light. Second level, I always reflect divine love and light. Third level, I am divine love and light. So wherever you are on that, if you want to use the affirmations, it's okay to start at that first level. I think we all do start at at level 1 with when we decide to do something different. It does take us through a journey of different levels. So, all right, so we're already 25 minutes into this, but all right, I'm going to start with my homemade index oracle cards, and let me see what message we have for you today. And continuing on the theme of integration of all parts of you, so that you can experience the wholeness and not and dissolve the separation of all of your parts of you. Bring them all together. Okay, so yeah, so keeping that integration in mind, what is the message that we need to receive right now? How can we integrate? Okay, sand dollar. All right. Talk about the energy of a sand dollar, and the sand dollar is appreciated a lot by beachcombers. You know, people like to go and find sand dollars on the beach because I don't know, they've given some sort of importance to the sand dollar, and how it makes them feel a certain way when they collect them. And I think I like it. Maybe you okay, now I'm getting something completely different. Okay, a sand dollar. I'm getting the idea right now that it's not an actual monetary value, right, that we assign to the sand dollar. I don't know why we call it a dollar, sand dollar, but something to do with money slipping through your fingers like sand. That's what's coming to me right now. Maybe I don't know what this has to do with integration of bringing all the parts of you together to make you whole. But maybe there is an element of getting your stuff together, you know, like I mean, right now in in the world, it does seem that money is slipping through our fingers, right? That our finances, I think most people are experiencing feeling like money is slipping through their fingers with all of the financial things that are happening right now. I'm wondering, like, let's get some more clarification. Like, how do we integrate that? Like, what does that mean for us? Yeah, I'm gonna go to the tarot, Mermaid Tarot deck, and this is Mermaid Tarot by Lisa Robertson, illustrated by Judy Dillon. I said Judy, I meant Julie. Sorry, Julie. All right, so for some clarification on this sand dollar and money slipping through our fingers, what is it that we need to know about that? Nope, that didn't work. Didn't integrate the cards, did I? They didn't go together. They weren't going together. So maybe there's something financially that's just not happening, that's not going together. Okay, let's see what comes out. So maybe you're having some financial issues right now. Or maybe it just seems that way. Got the High Priestess. Okay. Looks like she's really, I don't know, to me there's some magic happening there. It looks like she's divinely guided, and things are gonna come together, and like, look at all that movement happening around her. Yeah, something's happening. Let's see what it says here. This is the High Priestess. All right. The High Priestess sees all, though sometimes that is just as much a curse as it is a blessing. As she works alone at her altar, she understands that magic always comes with a price. When you ask the sea for something, you must give something in return. What are you willing to give? Calypso knows that the less you give, the less you get in return. Okay, so that energy of giving and receiving, the balance of the giving and the receiving. Maybe you're experiencing that imbalance right now, where maybe you're giving, but you're not receiving, and maybe what we're feeling right now is we're just in limbo, like we've been giving, right? But what's being reflected back to us in our world right now is that we're not receiving in the same in the same amount as we're giving, but that is about to change. We're about to come back into balance again with the giving and the receiving. So maybe right now things feel like that sand dollar financial idea Maybe things feel like they're slipping through your fingers like sand. All your money is slipping through your fingers like sand. But there is a swinging pendulum, and it is coming, that pendulum is coming back into balance, and it's going to come into the middle where the giving and the receiving is fully balanced. And you're going to see that your giving and receiving is balanced. Okay, let me finish reading this. I don't know how else to say that. Okay. Let's go back. What are you willing to give? Calypso knows that the less you give, the less you get in return. That big vision you hold deep inside you will cost you and might even break you. Do you want it anyway? As the goddess works, she cares not about your fears, doubts, and concerns. She already sees that which you cannot. Be careful when you summon her, because she is going to expect you to have already read the terms of the deal and will be waiting for your payment. Okay, and in the upright position it says, when the high priestess shows up in your reading, you can be assured the universe knows all your thoughts, feelings, dreams, goals, and fears. There is no hiding the truth from her, for she only deals with the energy of your soul. Don't expect her to tell you anything at all, however. She may see all, but she knows experience speaks louder than words. All right, I don't know who needed that. Let's get another one. But yeah, I'm feeling that things are coming back into balance. That's what I'm feeling. And that's the message that I'm getting right now. So we're not really seeing it in our physical world right now, because there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. A lot of things behind the scenes, things that we don't actually see. Oh, and here's the death card. Okay, let me look at this real quick. Well, let me find it in the book too. So something is ending, and I think that's why we're going to see the balance come back. It's because something is ending. And okay, let me look at this picture first. You can look at this while I look at the picture too. Okay, so I see in this picture, oh, it's a beautiful picture. It looks like there's been an oil spill, or something like, yeah, I think there's been an oil spill. And so these mermaids and the land people, humans, are working together to clean up the mess that has been made, and to help the environment, helping you can see a sea turtle and a seal or a sea lion and some fish and a seabird, and yeah, they're receiving help right now from the mermaids and the humans. The people below the surface, the mer people below the surface, and the people above the surface, the humans, they're all helping. They're all working together. So as above, so below. You know, they're integrating. They're coming together to combine their efforts and to bring balance back to the ocean and to help the animals to heal and to thrive in their environment. And it also helps them when they do that. It helps the mer people, and it also helps the humans. So what in your life is needing to be cleaned up? Maybe you're going through something right now that feels very messy and feels like overwhelming, and that you will never get things back to balance. But there's help. You know, we all work together and we help each other, and things come back into balance and into the way they're supposed to be. Okay, I'm gonna read this one. Okay, as above, so below. What happens on the surface of the ocean has a deep and profound effect under the water. Pollution and human expansion have done more than its fair share of harm. Yet, just as above, under the waves are caretakers and rescuers among the merfolk, and they work just as tirelessly as their fin-free human friends. The irony is that both need each other in times of crisis. In other words, when death comes knocking, it comes knocking at both doors at the same time. Sometimes those who stand in death's way can be rescued and healed. Sometimes they cannot. Regardless of the danger, risk, and the putrid mess death leaves behind in its wake, there will always be those who will risk themselves so others can have a chance to start again. Okay, in the upright position, death always leaves behind something to clean up. Like it or not, the sludge that seems to stick to your skin and seep into your lungs is the residue of death's deeds, and it needs to be cleaned. Just like the ocean animals in this card, you may need someone to help you with the process. So maybe you need to seek professional help. Seek those who work on cleaning, clearing, and healing the energy left behind from old cycles. Let them assist you in leaving behind that which makes you weak and vulnerable, and allow them to restore and strengthen you. These may be friends, family members, or spiritual teachers. Don't rule anyone out. Just ask for assistance and allow it to appear. So maybe there is something in your life right now that feels messy and feels like things need to be cleaned up and feels like an ending. I know that our family's going through things like that. But I do see that there's a light at the end of that tunnel. And I don't know if you can see in this card, but there's also a light. There's a light shining down, and they're illuminated as well. And so that light is coming. Don't give up. Don't despair. Everything has cycles. Okay, I'm going to go to this now. Okay. All right, so I may not take the literal scriptural meanings from this. I probably will, but also, like I said, I'm integrating everything in my life. I'm integrating all of my experience and things that I've learned. Okay. So what else can we learn from our experience of feeling these endings and this messy energy and this feeling of things slipping through our fingers like sand? Oh my goodness. The gold plates. So, okay. Gold. Everything that you're experiencing right now has its opposite, right? What would be the opposite of that slipping through your fingers? Having some gold, right? Like this suggests, you know, just like I was saying with the light, the light's coming. Things are coming back into a balance, and you are going to receive what has been held back. You know, like when you've been experiencing the giving and feeling like you're not receiving, that's going to change. We're going to start seeing in our physical reality, we're going to start seeing all the abundance and the gifts come in. That could be financial and other kinds of abundance. But it's going to be balanced. We're going to see that, okay? And these gold plates are, excuse me, messages. This is messages from God, from Source. There's scriptures, the yeah. I'm reading this as abundance. Okay, I'm reading this as abundance, and in all of its many different aspects. You know, that could also be messages from Source, and how that helps you in all areas of your life. Okay, I do another one. All right, this one is New Testament. And this has a shepherd and sheep. So the shepherd looks after his flock, right? And in the New Testament, the shepherd was Jesus Christ, the Good Shepherd, right? And he looked after his flock. And for you could think of, who is my flock? Who are the sheep that I am watching over and taking care of? First of all, we're taking care of ourselves. We are our own shepherds. And then maybe we have others that we look after and care for. You know, maybe our family members. And the way that a shepherd leads his flock is through love, through divine love. They are led, and that is the way to lead anybody. And the sheep follow the shepherd. Think about who it is that you're who it is that's watching you, who it is that's following you in your life, in all areas of your life. And think about, because you're always one step ahead of somebody, right? You always have like a little bit more knowledge or a little bit more experience than someone else. And so those people who come after you, you may be a shepherd to them. Maybe you haven't put yourself up as their shepherd, but maybe they are following you. And so maybe think about who might be following you. And are you leading with divine love and light? Are you leading in that way in your life? And are you reflecting divine love and light? Are you loving yourself and others exactly as you are? And think about those who are a shepherd to you, because we are in this life, we are the shepherd and we are the sheep, all at the same time. We're following and we're also leading all at the same time. And so think about how you're doing those things and what energy you're doing those in. And if there's any things that you need to clean up, or any things in your life that are ending and look a little messy and you want to clean them up, even in this aspect, thinking about where you're following, are there some things that you need to stop following and stop doing? Things that need to change because it's no longer resonating. You can make those changes. And then also, are there aspects of leading where same thing, are there things that are not resonating with you? Are there other things that are resonating with you? And are there changes that you want to make? Do you want to integrate other things into your life? And who are you leading? Who are you following? And how are you doing that? And I think that's all I have for today. I think that's it. But yeah, so I do want to go back to that first message of you are so beautiful. You are beautiful. You are beautiful in your truth, in the way that, in who you are right now in this moment. And you can choose to reflect divine love and light all the time. And I hope that you do. And I want to do that, because I really want to feel the love and the peace and the heaven on earth. I want to feel that. Like, you first start with yourself and you feel it within yourself, and then it radiates out, and then you can feel it outside of yourself as well in other people, because they're all reflecting the love and light as well. So you just have to look for, you just have to look, you have to see with different eyes, really. Just look through different eyes, the eyes that are coming from here, not these eyes, but the inner divine eyes. Yeah. All right. Hope you guys have a great day, and hope this was interesting, at least. If not somewhat helpful. Yeah, I'm very new at this. That's why there's, yeah. It's okay though. We all are new at something before we master something. So it's like, you know, the beginner thing. It's okay. I accept it. I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now, and at this level of reading energy. Okay. Bye.